Hi everybody, I'm here to report on last night's 3-2 defeat for the Scottish international team in Greece. And if you haven't seen it, haven't read any reports, don't for a minute think this was a close game and that we were unlucky. The Greeks could have been about 4-5 up by half time. And how we got it back to 3-2 is anybody's guess. Except I'll say this, if you can't be good, be lucky. And in the last year or so, this Scottish team has been lucky, very lucky, just like the manager, boring Clark, who has no imagination, doesn't know how to use any of the skillful players that we do have. He has been lucky from getting in the Euros by the back door a few years ago to the state we're in now, where all we have to do, and I say all in inverted commas, is beat the Danes at Hampden on Tuesday. And we qualify for the World Cup. And that will be the first time in, 27 years? 28 years by the time the tournament starts. So imagine us being a win at home away from direct qualification for a World Cup. It's unbelievable. We've got a poor team. The few players we do have don't consistently produce the goods, and we've still got some donkeys in the team like Hanley. So why we want to go to America, Canada, etc., I don't know, because we'll be humiliated as we were in the last Euros with this dud, boring, unimaginative manager in charge, not making the best of what little talent he actually has got. The team last night, Craig Gordon, our best player, oldest guy, I think it was 80 odd caps he's got, and I don't know how many good saves he made. It was, more than half a dozen anyhow, and they missed chances as well. They hit the bar, I think, as well. So he kept us in the game until it was 3-0. And the only outfield player who was any good was Gannon Doak, who can at least take on people, get by them, create something, look dangerous, produce a bit of excitement, and there's no guarantee he'll be playing on Tuesday. Having said all that about him, that's not Clark's style. So they were the only two I would give pass marks to. The rest were absolutely rubbish. Donkey Hanley and John Souttar as your central defensive partnership is a marriage made in hell. Souttar for the first goal, let a long ball up the middle, catch him out of position, wrong side of the striker, as has happened so many times when he plays for Rangers, so nothing new for Rangers fans to see that. But admittedly, he does get goal side of the guy, but the guy still gets a shot away, good save from Gordon, bounces out, the scorer gets the ball, and Donkey Hanley, I don't know what he was doing, he seemed to sidestep him and go the wrong way, leaving the guy with a shot at goal, which he duly buried. So okay, Souttar initially was at fault, but Hanley, he could just put in a tackle, throw himself in front of it, anything like that. And talking of such things, the third goal, guy runs right up the middle, nobody tackling him, nobody closing him down. Souttar and Hanley again, about 10 yards away from him. Souttar at least tries to stick out a leg and block it. If you watch it again, Hanley turns his back on it as the ball flies between the two of them into the net. So that was the third goal that we knew had finished our qualification hopes, or we thought it had at that point. The second goal, I'm trying to remember, that was one, a ball up the wing, Souttar gets lost with the initial striker, but then the guy's running with Hanley, just runs past Hanley as if he's not there, and of course he wasn't there, he's just a big donkey. So he runs into the box, lays it off, wallop into the net. So each of the goals, I would say Hanley was mainly to blame, and all of them, in fact. He was ably abetted by John Souttar. John Souttar needs somebody good beside him. He doesn't need the worst defender a Scottish international team can put in that position. So I feel sorry for him in that sense. But you look at the defence, Hickey's hardly played any games, I think, this season. He wasn't good. Robertson, our heroic captain, he's getting as bad as Tavernier actually. He's living on his reputation. He'll get a free transfer at the end of this season from Liverpool. He's not an automatic starter now. He's never been that great for the international team, and in the last 2 seasons he's been absolutely pathetic. In fact, the one good thing he did last night was a good cross in the second half when Christie did his only good thing as well by heading it into the net. So one good cross for Robertson, one good header from Christie, and they're in the team every time. So that really makes me feel we're doomed on Tuesday, if not beyond that. There's no way, if we don't beat the Danes on Tuesday to qualify, there's no way we're going to get through two playoff games, one at home, maybe one away. There's no way we're going to beat, for instance, in Italy in a playoff game. So we may as well just forget about going to the World Cup, and maybe that's a good thing. It's the hope that kills you. I thought I'd maybe see another World Cup adventure, in inverted commas, before I died. But it looks as if that's not going to be the case. So I'll just have to remember our last journey into the World Cup in '98 when it was in France. And oh no, we were terrible. That tournament. So I'll go away back to 1974 when we at least didn't lose any of the three qualifying games, but still didn't get out into the knockout rounds. That's maybe our fondest memory of the World Cup, going back 50 years. So forget about the World Cup. I'll be at Hampden on Tuesday, so let's hope at least it's a thrilling, maybe end-to-end evening with chances for us mainly. And if we can just take one, who knows, that lucky streak we've been on for the last 2 seasons, we just need it to last one more game and we've qualified for the World Cup. When I think about the display last night, it was just so tame, so boring. As I say, Gannon Doak was the only guy who offered anything going forward. Admittedly, we were a bit more aggressive, a bit more energetic, a bit more of a threat in the second half. In the first half, the only threat came, I think it was in the 47th minute or something, when a nice flick from non-striker Shea Adams found the anonymous McTominay, superstar in Italy, hit it from about 20 yards and he crashed it off the bar. He was unlucky there. That was a good effort. And in the second half, I think it was a Gannon Doak cutback and McTominay again right in the middle of the box. Kind of half volleyed it right to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper saved it. So that was another chance gone. So that was his 2 moments. So even if he'd scored with these 2 moments, that's not good enough to be in the Scottish international team, and he didn't score. So why is he getting automatically picked every game when for the last year or so he's produced nothing? So he, like so many others, have got big reputations. They're built up as some kind of superstar because they play in Italy or for some English team, and they just don't produce the goods for the international team. McGinn was a wee bit better in the second half. He did a few good things, but again, he's not the player he is when he's playing for Aston Villa. So it's just the Kenny Dalglish syndrome. Superstar playing for your team in England, playing for the international team. You're either anonymous or absolutely hopeless, and you do the occasional thing, score an occasional good goal or create something, and people think you are as good as you think you are, and presumably your club fans think you are. So McTominay, McGinn, Shea Adams shouldn't even be in that team. Even worse, we brought in the big talentless Ned, Lyndon Dykes, to try and get the equaliser. He nearly did. I think it was a scramble at one point, but he's just a big Ned. And if he's going to the World Cup, what an embarrassment that would be if other fans from other countries look at him and think, that's their idea of a centre forward. Oh, spare us, really spare us. So, I don't know what else to say. It was a poor display. We got better in the second half. Our manager, Mr. Boring, is going to probably produce the same team and performance on Tuesday night. And if he does, we've had it. Because the luckiest thing about last night's game wasn't that we kept it down to 3-2. It didn't matter if it was 10-0 or 1-0. Losing the 3 points was disastrous. But Belarus, the worst team in the group, one of the worst teams in the competition probably, who've lost every game so far, they managed somehow to not only get ahead of the Danes in Denmark, winning 2-1, but they held on for a 2-each draw, which means instead of us being in the playoffs, this game on Tuesday is a winner-take-all. So all we have to do is beat the Danes, and surely they can't be that confident now that they've dropped points to Belarus at home when they had the chance to qualify directly. They must be in a depressed state of mind, hopefully. So let's use that. Let's go at them, get the crowd behind us. let's hope we've got even more of that luck and beat the Danes to qualify for the World Cup. I can hardly believe I'm actually saying that.